Welcome everyone. Welcome back to Bytecode Academy. I'm Guillaume, and today we have an exciting topic to dive into, which is HTML, the backbone of web development. Let's get into it. Introduction to HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is the foundation of every web page you have ever visited, whether you are a complete beginner or just looking to refresh your knowledge. This video is your ultimate guide to understanding HTML. Like I said, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HT is hypertext, M is markup, and L is language. HTML is a tag based language, and you're going to see a lot of tags in this video. HTML creates elements in a web page. HTML creates a basic appearance to the web page. All these functions of HTML, you're going to see them later on in this video. Let's create the basic HTML document together. I'll walk you through the process step by step. But before we do that, I want to introduce you to HTML elements. So I'm going to introduce you to definition elements. There are different type of elements, but this one is going to get you started with the first HTML document file that you're going to create. So the definition element include the doc type, the HTML tags or element, the head tag or element, the method, the title, the body, the style. And also if you notice we have like this, the method, we have the doc type element that don't have a handing tag. So to get started with coding, you're gonna want to download the Visual Studio Code for you to be able to edit the HTML file. So this Visual Studio Code is you can use the Visual Studio Code to write any programming language like Python, the Gatland, C++, and etc. But for this particular course, we're gonna be using the Visual Studio Code for only HTML. And to download the Visual Studio Code, you have to go to the URL and then you download the Visual Studio Code with these particular buttons. So you have like the Mac OS for like if you're using the Mac OS, you can download the Mac OS version. If you're using the Windows, you can download the Windows version. If you're using the Linux, you can download the Linux version. So once you've downloaded the Visual Studio Code and you've installed it, we can get started with coding. So now that we have our Visual Studio Code opened, we will want to create a new folder for our new HTML file document. So to do that, you're going to go to the file and press the open folder. So it's going to open your folders, all the documents you have on on your computer, and then you want to store your folder in a place that you'll be able to find it. So I'm going to store it here and I'm going to create a new folder and I'm going to say, call it, create a new folder and I'm going to call the folder first HTML file, first HTML document. And I'm going to open the first HTML document by selecting the folder. It's going to open it. So I'm going to want to create a new file called index.html. So index.html. If you forget to put the .html, then the file is not going to be an HTML file. So you always have to put the .html at the ending of the name. So the index is just the name of the file. I can name it like hello.html. It's gonna work. But you always have to put the .html at the ending of the name of the file. So I'm gonna change it back to index.html. So I create my index.html. Okay, just press this, right? And press enter. So when I do that, it's just automatically gonna help me write like the introductory elements and tags that I can use to run my HTML file. So we have the HTML elements, but this lang ing is to define to show that the HTML file is in English. So we have like different languages. So the language equals to English, right? So we have the header, and then we have metadata in the heading. Like I said, the heading contains metadata. A title is a metadata. Metal is a metadata for in that is always contained in head. So, but because we are new to coding to HTML, I'm going to want to delete these two files. I'm going to explain those two files I just deleted later on in another video. So the title is only what we're gonna leave in the file. So the title is the name of the file. Like when I run the code, you see what the title is gonna what changes when we change the naming the title. So in the body, we want to create like so we can use a paragraph. We can use in the body contains all the other elements. So I'm going to want to create a a paragraph, and I'm going to say hello world, right? So to run this HTML file, you have to download an extension. And to download an extension, you have to go to the extension icon, and you want to go to Lifesaver. I You don't need the Lifesaver to run your HTML file, but it's more efficient to run your HTML file with the Lifesaver. And then you have to install this. I already have it installed already. So when you install this, it's just more easier to run your file. Like, can you see how once you save your file, it automatically runs in the Lifesaver. So it makes it easier for you to run your HTML file. So once you got this installed, you close it and then you right click, and then you want to look for open with Lifesaver. Also, you can also use this shorthand, which is Alt L, capital L, and Alt O. So, but I'm just gonna left click this, and when I left click this, it's gonna open the it's gonna open I'll show you. It's gonna open like my Lifesaver, the Lifesaver, where I like a tag. So you see here it shows hello world. So I'm gonna want to do this, and then yeah. So you see it shows hello world. So for the title, this is the title of the HTML tag. I can change the title and say like first HTML file. Let me write this in capital. And if if I save it, you see here it says first HTML file. So that's the title, and then we have the body. In the body is where like you can have a paragraph, you can have a header, you can have like let's say H1, and it's a H1 hello, it's a H1 document one, for example. See, you have the H1, it's going to be a little bit big. So you have H1's APs, you can write all the other elements in the body, but the heading contains only the meta tag. And there we have it, an introduction to HTML. This is just the beginning of your web development journey. Stay tuned for more videos where we will explain and explore the CSS, JavaScript, and advanced HTML topics. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Bytecode Academy for more web development tutorials. If you have any questions or topics you would like me to cover, please feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Happy coding.